Hey guys, we are about to do Mavik's little advent calendar. This time, we will make sure not to accidentally delete anything. Maverick, where's day number 9? Can you find it? It's right here. It's right there. It's right here down in the corner. What do we got? Okay, so this is what I was trying to tell you about yesterday. Except, let's see what flavor. I'm obviously not going to eat it. See? Okay, hold on. That's what they look like. And they are pretty hard and crunchy because well, you'll hear him in a second. But they show on the back, right here, the 4 different possible ones you can get. And they show 3 of them. So he's only got 1, but they are called Yaki Puffs. There's a chicken, a bacon, a peanut butter, or a cheese. And just from color alone, I kind of feel like this one might be the chicken, so maybe we got the peanut butter yesterday. I can't tell by, I have a horrible sense of smell anyway, so. You ready? You want to come up and get it so everybody can see you better? Because Mommy didn't move the camera? Yum. Got Maverick Crunchies going on. He's so funny. He's always like taking it, and he doesn't go as far as he used to. He used to like run into the other room just to get his treats from anywhere. I guess once in a while he still does it, like if anybody's over, but he's actually realizing Mom and Dad aren't going to take them from him. So, did you like your advent today, little man? You gonna come say goodbye to everybody? Come here. Did you get your treat and now you're done? He's such a diva. All right, I'll let you guys go. I'll be back tonight for Vlogmas. Hey guys, it's Heather the Crochet Witch. How are you guys doing today? Welcome to day 9 of Vlogmas. December 9th. December is flying along too. Jeez. So hi. I didn't have a lot of exciting things to film today as far as little off-camera, like I filmed Maverick's advent calendar, and otherwise today it's my Sunday, but welcome to your Monday. Today had been my first day off, and now Monday will be my second because that's my weekend, Sunday and Monday. And honestly, Maverick and I slept in. Not crazy. Nothing crazy. Like, I know I used to say slept in and it was like 5 o'clock at night. Nothing crazy. We slept until like 2, which I get up at 1 normally to get up, start my day, go to work, because I work in the evenings, for anybody who's new and are like, what the heck? But, but yeah, so we did that. We slept in. And then, David had brought some totes from the storage unit, because we're finally, if you remember back in like the spring sometime, I don't remember if it was like April or May or whatever, when our basement flooded and he got the storage unit and he just moved everything that was in there into the storage unit, including a bunch of totes from like when I moved in, that needed to be gone through, and we had just shoved them in the basement and forgot about them basically. So he brought, we just never, it's like out of sight, out of mind. We never went back and sorted it. Like I started to, never finished it. And then we both just kind of forgot about it. So he brought some of the totes. So I went through some of those, to decide, what's staying, what's going, if it's going back in the basement, etc. And then I worked on my knitting, which let me show you how far I got, and let's talk about this. I know, knitting, I know. If you haven't been around, it's because, if you haven't been around, I guess you'd have to tell me why it's because, but you don't owe me an explanation. I was just kidding. But I'm not saying it's because. What I'm saying is you may have not noticed me knitting because I just started. This was, slippers, vintage slippers that my great aunt had made for my grandma and for my family in general, but you know, she gave them to my grandma and the family used them. And I found the pattern, so I have been anxiously going along. Now, when I showed you yesterday, I didn't put a progress keeper in, but I was probably about right here. So I did sit down and finish this much. I'm going to do some more tonight while this uploads. My goal is to get done with, you know, the first slipper this weekend. So I have one more day to work on it. I made another goof. And I admitted, I think yesterday, that this ended up being a misread of the pattern and that I goofed. I had set this down because I'm on the part where you repeat like 4 different rows, like rows, I don't know, I think it's 24, 25, 26, and 27 or something like that. And you repeat it like 9 times. Well, I think I've done, this is 4 repeats of it now, 4 or 5. I'm keeping track out by my desk where I've been watching videos and stuff. But I set it down mid because if you're not changing colors, really all you're doing is repeating 2 rows multiple times, because it's like, the first row might be like, switch to a different color and do this, and then switch, you know, while you're on that color, do that the other row, and then switch back to your regular color and do the same 2 rows. So and the series that you're doing is, one of the rows is like, if you understand knitting, it's like knit, 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 slip all the way to here. Right, that's for one of the 3 sections that you're doing at a time. The third section is the second section is just knitting, no matter what row you're doing. And then this set is the same as this first set. Well, then on the pass back, you're doing purl, knit, 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 or knit, 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 purl, whatever. The one odd one out where you've passed it before is a purl, and that's what makes this beautiful part that's going to be folded up like this and be the top part of your slipper, right? I set it down after like one of the rows and forgot which one I was doing. Like I did this part, and then this part I did backwards, so I have purl bumps right there. Yep, all the way across it. And I don't really trust myself to I know that you can pull it out, stick your needle in, put it back on the needle, and, you know, pull back. I know you can. I'm sure more sophisticated knitters probably could just start pulling the row and then slip your needle in or something, which seems like absolute chaos to me. I don't trust myself to do that at all. So you know what? I just left the 4 bumps again. So now we have bumps here, and we have 4 or 5 bumps here. Did I do it all the way across? Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bumps here. And then I continued the pattern. But you know what? This is my learning one. And then I will get better and pay more attention after that. I have noticed, except for when I set it down and made a mistake, from like here up, I've pretty much been just like watching TV or watching videos or whatever, and it's not hard to, you know, keep that up. So, I mean, I'm progressing. I just made a mistake while I was progressing. But it happens, right? It happens. I'm still proud that this is something evolved from like past just a rectangle or square. So you know what? I will take it. I will. This is so luxuriously squishy too, and it's just a value acrylic type of yarn. If you weren't here before, like I said, I'm using these 2 held together instead of holding one yarn together. And this is just Karen 1 pounder in 2 different shades of purple. I don't remember the names because they were like leftovers, but that's all they are. Karen 1-pounders, and you know, holding them together instead of doubling up a color, and it's the squish factor is amazing. These are US 10 needles, I believe, which, if I didn't mention this, I'm really excited to have. I don't know where I got these from. It had to have been a thrift store. I don't remember my grandma. My grandma has gifted me things, like she did, obviously, before she passed away. She gifted me things like yarn because she used to do plastic canvas. So she had yarn, and she was familiar with yarn. So she bought me yarn as I was learning, because I learned how to knit first and then crochet. So she was familiar with yarn, so she knew, like, oh, Heather will want, you know, some yarn or whatever. And she used just like very basic acrylic too. She used Red Heart Super Saver for the most part. I remember going to the store with her and picking up stuff like that. That's definitely the kind of stuff she would put me to work as a kid, like balling up her yarn and stuff, or untangling yarn. That was my job. So I learned from an early age how to, like, tricks and tips and stuff on that. Oh, it's like a magic wand or a conductor thing. What am I playing? Anyway, I'm tired, so I'm silly. So I don't know where I was going. I distracted myself with the Oh, so she'd pass down yarn to me and buy me yarn once in a while and things like that when I was learning. However, I don't think because my great aunt knitted and she did some crocheting, but my grandma didn't. And I don't think my grandma would have had items of my great aunt's as far as like her knitting needles and things like that. So I'm not sure where I got this from, to tell you the truth. I don't think this was one of the ones. My mother-in-law gifted me a couple sets of knitting needles. And I don't know if they're like actually expensive, but I'm saying they're quite fancy. They're pretty, you know. I'll get them out sometime and show you if you guys want to see them. But I just don't feel good enough to really use them either right now. So they're like the box that I keep my regular knitting needles in, which is where I dug this out of. They sit on top of it because they're even in nice little cases and everything. My mother-in-law did a lot of knitting. She has kind of turned to crochet now a little bit, especially with me to help her through any questions that she had, like in the beginning. But she knitted for most of her life. Yeah, so I don't think this is one that she gave me, was my point. But see, I've off-tracked myself like twice thinking about this. But anyway, all of that to say, I think I showed you before that, I know I showed you guys before that this says Grants at the top. And I wasn't sure. I said I didn't know if Grants was like a store or if it was like a brand of yarn back in the day or something like that. And I think it was Patricia that posted the comment and said, Grants was a store. Back in the 70s it closed. So this has to be at least from the 70s, one would assume. I choose to assume. It does look old. I mean, the ring light is kind of brightening it up, but I mean, it's got the old, you know, the plastic's looking quite old at the tip and everything, and it's just a regular aluminum needle otherwise, but so I mean, it could look new, I suppose, but I don't think it is. I think it looks very vintage looking, and I am in love with it. And I have vintage knitting needles now, so I'm very excited about that. And I'm excited that that's what I'm using, and I didn't even know it. I just picked them, and I thought the end looked cool, and I went with that. They were the first 10s that I saw, because I'm sure when I said my grandma bought me yarn and I was learning to knit, I know that there was inevitably some trip to Walmart where we picked out. Walmart sells like boy hooks and stuff and needles. And I'm sure she was like, oh, why don't you grab a couple of needles or whatever, you know, a couple sets of needles. I'm sure that happened. So I'm not going to say my grandma never gifted them to me, but they would have been new ones from the store, not like an heirloom kind of thing. So anyway, it makes me wonder if I got this at a thrift store, like what other old vintage ones I have. I'm so excited. I'm gonna look through them, I think. And I'm so excited to be making this and to be able to replicate something that, you know, I know is a retro pattern that I know my great aunt had a hand in making. I mean, not this one, but like, you know, the pattern. I don't know. Did we just kind of like, she has passed a long time. Like I really have basically no family left. It's just me out in the world. But I mean, I have David and I have my friends that I choose to, you know, consider family and things like that. But as far as, you know, if anything happened, could I run home to mom or grandma or what, you know, I have been familyless for quite a while. So, to share in something that I know, you know, my great aunt also did and do the same pattern and stuff, that makes me really excited. I'm like petting it. But just to know that, you know, this is something that ladies in the 60s or 70s or 80s, you know, definitely the 80s, reproduced or produced, and I'm reproducing. And it's like when I made that hat for Nate in the back, or I came from the 80s, which I need to bring that series back because I had so much just joy making vintage items like that from patterns that I knew were vintage patterns. I guess this could be the focal point of it if I wasn't featuring it basically in Vlogmas all the time, right? Maybe you'll get an honorable mention there when I make a better set of them. But it makes me so happy. So yeah, anyway, that's the progress that I have. Like I said, I'm keeping track of it out there. This is either 4 or 5 repeats of the pattern. I need to do 9 because I'm making the large size. I have very big feet, and I figured if this is going to be a messed up one, this would be something just for me. Plus, I may end up having to like finish it in not purple yarn if I run out on the second one or something, you know, which is going to drive me crazy. I really want them to match. But I know I don't have any more of either one of these. Maybe I have a color close. I don't know. That's a worry for future Heather, right? But anyway, I just thought I'd spend apparently about 15 minutes talking about the happiness that I have got doing this. Well, anyway, but otherwise, yeah, I worked on this a little. I went through some totes. I got another small portion of the yarn room cleanup over here because I used to, and that's why I didn't show you the actual vintage slipper that's you know, that's not based from, but that I believe is the same pattern, because it's way over there now. Because I used to have a pile of, I had delivery boxes here. Like I showed you a haul. I never put it away, a recent haul, and I had gotten several new Funkos that I'm sure I probably showed you guys. And I never took them upstairs and put them away with my other ones. So they were both just sitting here, but they made like the perfect height to put my cube for all my squares from the last couple months, my diamond squares. They made the perfect height to set that on. And anything that I wanted to show you was like right here, you know. But now I have this lovely open spaced area. And it is not in reach. So, you know, it's okay. I traded the accessibility for the open space. I'm not sad about that. And then I know I haven't shown you the area, so I'm trying to describe it, but briefly, because like you may not care. But next to that, I have a box that it's folded up still. Looks like a Walmart shipping box. But that was a barrier, so Maverick couldn't get into the stuff I had behind it, between like basically down the side of my table to the window, because there were so much like overflow things. That's gone too. Like the box is there because I have one bowl of like with yarn in it that I haven't found a home for yet. other than that, that's all gone too. So I'm thinking that I'm going to take my grandma's Christmas tree, if David will get it out of the basement for me, because it's still apparently down there and not in storage. I'm going to take my grandma's Christmas tree and set it up over here. So, yeah, plans, right? But that needs to happen soon because it's already December 9th. But yeah, and then with moving things around and stuff, I have another mess on the table in front of me, but that's going to be gone because that's easily gotten rid of. That's just like stuff that I was sitting down as I was moving things. So yeah, productive day of cleaning, I guess, was my point. But unfortunately I didn't think to film anything on that, so I didn't have much to show you. So, but hopefully you've already seen Maverick's Advent. We're just going to open up some Advents, and then I will let you go for the day. How does that sound? And then, yeah. I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully with a progressed slipper. If I don't fall asleep while the video is uploading. I fell asleep earlier. I was going to do this video shortly after midnight, just so I wasn't lying that it was, technically Monday. And I fell asleep. So it's like 2 in the morning, I think, at this point. I fell asleep right at my desk watching videos and everything. Just knocked out. So it may also be a get the video uploaded and have an early sleep day for Heather. Yeah, so all of that being said, let's look at the Advent calendar, shall we? Now I have 2 different variations of the Stranger Things calendar, so we'll do that now. Here's day 9. Haven't really hit a lot of stuff over on this side. I think door number 4, it looks like, was over here, and that was it. So, okay, that was door 5. Pop and open. Trying to get the perforations without tearing the living crap out of it. Although I have been watching some Advent calendar unboxings, and I do feel a lot better that even the more like pricey Advent calendars and stuff, they get ripped pretty easily, off their hinges and stuff like that too, when people have been opening them. So it's not just me. It's not just me having a cheap one by any means. Like even the pricey beauty ones and such. Don't know what this is yet, so we're just gonna explore after I set this down. So in the plastic bag, I mean, it's a Hawkins High School item. I'm guessing it's just a little like sachet type of bag. It's cloth. It's something clothy. When I clean everything up, I need to put my trash right here, so I can just toss that. Oh, it is. It is. It's a little bag. This is the 1986 Hawkins High School logo. Straighten out. It's been obviously folded up in there for a while because we got some creasing like crazy going on. But it's kind of like that, the thinner, I don't want to say cheesecloth, but at the same time, it's really thin material here. It's kind of like cheesecloth. And then it's got a little drawstring on it. So you can keep items. So I could, in theory, keep my items from the Advent calendar, and I'm not going to because they're in my cauldron. They'll come out of my cauldron at the end of Vlogmas, though. Maybe I'll spread them out on my, hopefully by then, cleaned off table so we can get a good look at everything that's come in the Advent calendars that I haven't already put to use anyway. But yeah, so we got a bag, and I actually really love it. I am not sure. I might keep, maybe I'll keep stitch marker sets in it because my stitch, oh, we got to do the stitch markers today too. I'm glad that reminded me. Because these sets from Ellie that I'm going to do today come in little, with a holder, so I could put my whole holder in there. I don't know. I'm not sure what I'll keep in it, but I'm going to keep something in it because I love it. I love it a lot. Let me try to not fold it on the same folds so it doesn't have the worst crease ever. Continue. But I am going to tuck it in my cauldron for right now. So that is from the first Advent. Let me find, I believe, This will be easy enough. 1, 2, 3. We've got 4 open because I'm skipping a day, right? Because I only have 15 of these from Ellie. So I need to find day number 5 so we can open that together. Usually I'm prepared and have that out, and I forgot that today was an odd day because the odd days seem to be when we're doing them. I found day 6. No, I didn't. I found day 6 now, though that was day 9. It was fooling me. Did I literally just drop day 5 back in the... Yep, I did. Day 5. Let me put some of these away, and then I'll be all set with you guys. Alright. See, that didn't take that long. Day 5, we have one of those cute little like Christmas cracker type of candy looking deals right here. And it's on this beautiful... It's on this beautiful paper. She's got the prettiest Christmassy tissue paper. Any holiday. I mean, she really does decorate them like so nicely and everything. And on theme. So let's see what we have today on day 5. Oh, yes! I believe that this is supposed to look like a little cookie cutter. Because it kind of does. Like, look, you guys. Here's the front of it. And here's the back of it. Doesn't that look like a little Christmas cookie cutter? But it's a star. And I love stars. I love them. And there is a little gingerbread man on the beads right here. Isn't it cute? Oh, I love this. This might be my favorite so far. Well, no. Mavericks has got to be my favorite with the little bone. But I love this. I love all of these. Ellie, you know me so well. Let's put it here. I love the star. Oh my gosh. I'm going to show you again. Here's all of them that I've opened so far, but oh, the star is so cute. And it's the fact that it's like a little mini Christmas cookie cutter. That is so adorable. I love it. Okay. So, we're going to move on, though. We're going to move on. We're going to bring out the Funko Pops. The Stranger Things Funko Pops. Yesterday, we got Steve, right? No, we got Nancy after Steve. Nancy was in day 8. So, here's day 9 of this beautiful Creel house countdown. Don't rip it, Heather. Don't rip it. Right there. Get the little blind bag out. And put the box away. Yay, we did it. Alright, will this be Dustin? Because we got all the other kids so far. It is! We got Dustin. Here's little battle-ready Dustin. He's so adorable. Look at him, his little cape even. Oh, I was wondering what was by his face. His little spear is up by his face. I love him. Does that mean tomorrow we might get Eddie? Is Dustin perfectly sandwiched between... He's not between... I keep thinking yesterday was Steve. I was going to say he'd be perfectly sandwiched between Steve and Eddie, but no, he was after Nancy. So... Wrong again, Heather. All right, so this is my second advent calendar, which has also been somewhat destroyed, as you can see. So let me find day 9 really quick on here. 9 is up here, and it's an odd-shaped little door on the Vecna face at the top. The perforations on this one are so hard. I'm going to grab my scissors. They make life much easier. Even just to like get the perforations up and not even cut into the actual door, they make life so much easier. Oh, but they did cut in the door for me. I don't remember which calendar it was that gave me the little necklace yesterday, I believe it was. It might have been this one. I know I'm jumping ahead, but I did see in here. But does that have a little covering on it? Hold on a second. I was going to say, look, you guys, it's like a bookmark basically, because there's a paper clip and there's another pic, and it says Corroded Coffin, which is Eddie's band. And I'm certain it looks that way because it has a little plastic, yes it does, little plasticky thing to keep it shiny and pretty and not, you know, scratched up, because it's like plasticky, resiny. There we go. But look, it says Corroded Coffin, which again is Eddie's band. And it is just on a paper clip, but at least the paper clip's not fully just glued on. The back has a little insert area for the paper clip, so that's exciting. I love it. I still love it. Because, like, I know I've said before, like, these calendars on Amazon, I mean, they might have been, like, 20 or 30 bucks for the whole calendar. Which, like, okay, 30 bucks I could have spent on something else. But it's not, like, compared to some of the advent calendars out there, it's not a lot. It's not something crazy. So I don't expect something like diamond plated or, you know what I mean? I don't expect anything like amazing. But this is cool. I really, really like it. I love anything to do with Stranger Things. So let's be honest. They probably could have like put 24 days of like color sheets or something, and I'd have been down for that. So I'm obsessed. I'm aware. But let's move on to the yarn, since I know some of you guys are just here for the yarn. I tried to spread it out a little with the stitch markers and the yarn at the end and showing you my fancy stuffs that I made, you know, like, hopefully I'm keeping you guys entertained. But here is the yarn from Miss Bella on day 9. And I did 25 gifts exchange with her. So she's got 25 gifts for me because I did not obviously dye any yarn. And she dyed me a advent calendar, basically, inspired by vintage colors. And she did, I was just trying to rip the 9 off before I finished telling you this part, sorry. She did, stick some Stranger Things stickers that, I believe she said somewhat go along with the theme that she dyed. So there is Dustin on the back. And sneak peek, I do see there's like some blue, or the blue is shining off here. Let's see what we got. Oh, that's pretty. There is like a coral and this, I don't know what shade, like this tealish blue. And then in some spots, it met together to make this really pretty, like grayish color. That is beautiful. To me, and I'm just remembering this from being a kid. So, like, I may be very wrong. It may just be, like, the particular houses that I've seen or whatever that I thought maybe were a little more, like, trendy, I guess. It's not like when you're a little kid, you think, oh, this house is trendy. But, like, my memory of them, I'm assuming the houses were probably a little more trendy. But it seems like in the 80s, anything with this color scheme was, like, this color was transitioning into the 90s, and that's not a complaint. I'm just saying, was transitioning into like the 90s, right? Because people with this had just like I said, like trendy houses, right? This was like the late 80s. I think the people that I knew that had this color design were like richer people, and that might just happen to have been them. But that's definitely what I like associate this with. I know that sounds really weird, but yeah, they definitely had like the nicer designed things and furniture and stuff like that that was meant to like last for years to come type of, that's what I mean. Like the colors transitioned well into the early 90s to me because their stuff was nice, I guess. But yeah, to me, that's like a really posh mixture of colors. I don't know about you guys or any of you guys that were around in the 80s, how you felt about them, or if you felt anything at all about like coral and blue, and if it really seemed richer. I know that's a weird thing to like associate with colors, but like it always has to me. That, and I'm pretty sure the Golden Girls couch was this color. But they were rich, right? So they're like older ladies retiring in Florida. They had to have had some money. But that is beautiful. To me, it also kind of reminds me for some reason of Nancy. I really don't know why. I don't think she ever wore clothes specifically this color, but it reminds me kind of Nancy-ish, like a Nancy colorway. So, and I don't know why, like I said, but thank you, Bella. I think that's beautiful and I love it. It's also a little bit Magnum PI-ish, right? Have you seen some of this furniture at his house or in the mansion, in Robin's mansion anyway? A little bit Magnum PI-ish. Anyway, it's enough of weird color association with Heather time, I guess. But on that note, I am going to let you guys go. Like I said, I'm feeling silly because I am tired. So yeah, I'm just going to end this while I'm ahead. But I will talk to you guys soon. All right. I love you. And I better get this ready first too. All right. Bye guys.